And we are live. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys can see me nice and clear. This is a YouTube live. This is one of our weekly Q&A live session hangouts for those of you that are new and don't know what these are. I do these once a week minimum for the tier 2 members, and I call them the enlightened weenies simply because we're all weenies. We all want our stuff and we all are human sometimes, but you know, we're all weenies at the end of the day. And for the tier 2 people, I always do the I guess, yeah, the weekly hangout there, the Q&A. And one second, let me just fix this cord. 1 second, we should be good now. And the purpose of these is to simply answer questions. All you guys accumulate a bunch during the week, and you can use this time as pretty much coaching, right? It's a third of the price of doing a one-on-one call with me, but you get to ask me the exact same stuff. And if I don't get to you that week, you can always ask me in the rapid fires, which, by the way, I have to post one again soon for the members. And it's more so for you to get your coaching and without paying the price, and you get to use that information for the rest of the week. And then the next time we meet and we hang out, you bring back more questions, and that's how we start evolving and we start growing as souls, all individually. Okay. And with that being said, the way that I normally do these is that I always ask people, for those of you that won't be in the live stream, I always say that you guys are allowed to leave your questions in the post for tier twos, and that way I'll read them at the beginning of the live streams. And from that point forward, that way when they watch the replays, those that couldn't make it, they then can kind of I guess for the best way, watch the replay and get their answers without having to be there. So that way they still get what they want, right? And that way, everyone gets benefits of the coaching without having to pay the prices, because I know not everyone can afford it. And that's what this is made for. Just a place where we all can hang out, we can all learn together, and everything goes well. And with that being said, let's dive into it and let's have some fun. I have some questions that I got to answer first before while I let people come in. How you doing, Laura? Nice to see you. If you see me looking over here, just me looking at the chat, and I have to change some stuff around on the screen. Let me figure this out. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. There you are, the baguette. Nice to see you. And I hope the lighting is better. I was having an issue in my last video where the lighting kept going high and low. And because of that, it just made the picture look horrible. So I was Googling why that happens, and apparently there was a setting, something to do with the face tracking. And because this camera has a face tracking automatic thing, and I didn't know that you have to change it. Otherwise, it screws up when there's like change of lighting and stuff like that. So it should be fixed. If it happens in this, I'm gonna rewatch the recording and see what happens. Then I think I found the right setting. So I hope everything's okay, because this is live. Like, this is unfiltered. There's no editing. This is me. Like, this is you're watching it live. There's no editing done. And even if I make this, I might make this a public YouTube video. I might even upload it today. But if that's the case, like, that means there won't be no editing. It goes straight from YouTube to here. So it's straight, like, this is raw. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out with regarding the brightness, but so far it's looking good. I'm doing great, Laura. Thank you for asking. Everything's been going well. I had a fun time today. I signed up at a what's it called? New gym. It's 24 hours, and it's something that I wanted to do for a while, just because I like to, like, in my ideal reality, I'm waking up like really early. Like, I'm talking like, 1 or 2 a.m. I'm going to the gym. I'm done by 3, maybe 4 the latest. And I start my day from there. And that's my ideal reality. I know that if I had everything the way I wanted it, that's what I would be doing, at least temporarily, for a bit. And this gym allows me to do that and start preparing for that life. So I got that sorted out. I have the key fob to my left, actually. That's why I'm looking over. And yeah, I'm excited. So tomorrow I'm gonna go test it out. It's all new, so I'm excited. That's my highlight for the day. And other than that, just got to relax and get some work done. So thank you for asking, Laura. That's very sweet of you. And I hope everyone else is doing great. And I hope you guys all are enjoying your what do you call it, your weekend, right? And then we have tomorrow's Monday, and we start the week. So we're going to start off strong. And first things first, I'm going to look at the posts. So as I mentioned earlier in the live, how I pretty much answer questions at the beginning for those that won't be able to make it. And these are going to be the questions. Thankfully, it's not too many this time, so we should be able to breeze through it. Give me 1 second. So let me move over here. And by the way, guys, as you already know, the moment you're in the chat, you're more than welcome to ask your questions. Literally spam. If you got 100 questions, then ask 100 questions, right? No guarantee I'll get through all of them, but um, I'll get through some or most, if not. Where is my posts? That's the one thing I have with YouTube where I wish they had like an easier way to go to your post without having to click like three things. Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect. Whoa, why is that not clicking? There we go. Okay, when the 3D feels slow, despite me planting seeds daily, what's the best way to not slip in? Sorry, the sweater keeps like folding over. What's the best way to not slip into waiting mode? And what's one practical way to embody the already done feeling when the environment looks opposite? Okay, so sorry, I'm just reading the question. That's why my eyes aren't looking at the camera. Okay, so you're planting seeds daily and it feels slow. So obviously there's impatience, right? And you said, "What's the best way to not slip into waiting mode?" So we'll just break it down question by question. So the first thing that I kind of, you know, right away I recognize if I'm wanting something and in that moment I'm recognizing I'm not happy that it hasn't arrived yet, right? I've been planting seeds, but it's not here yet. I understand that the worst thing that I can do, literally the worst thing that I can do, is to sit there and be unhappy of the results, right? Is to sit there and be unhappy that, hey, this thing didn't it didn't manifest yet because once again, what state is that? That's obviously a state that I haven't changed. So how can I sit there and be impatient, right? How can I sit there and be unhappy that, oh my God, like I've been planting these daily and nothing's happening? That right there is showing me that I haven't changed. Because if I genuinely was spending the time actually experiencing what I wanted, right? So for those of you that, like, for example, want an SP, then those of you that want an SP, when, like for me, if I'm manifesting anything, it doesn't matter if it's finances, SP, doesn't matter, health, you name it. The moment I decide I'm gonna die to my old self. The moment I decide that enough is enough, like that's it. No matter what happens, I'm gonna get my thing. I just don't know when, but I know somewhere in a 30-day time frame, something's got to give, as long as I'm consistent. So if I'm doing that, then I understand. Okay, I'm gonna be planting seeds, but it's not just enough to plant seeds because remember, the question is, what are you doing when you're not planting seeds? So if I want something really fast, I understand, okay, to not get in waiting mode, I have to plant the seeds, but also monitor what I do when I'm not planting seeds, right? Am I returning to the lack? Am I being upset that nothing's happening over and over again? Am I noticing things I don't like and then reacting to them, right? If I'm doing these things, I cut it off then and there. And I recognize, okay, no more. I can't do any more of this, right? But if I'm, I guess for lack of a better word, pl- like a gardener, really, just planting seeds nonstop, and I'm just having so much fun. And I know that I'm not really contradicting myself, right? In other words, I'm not reacting to the negative much or at all. And I know I'm just planting seeds, but nothing's happening. It's in that moment then I have to go back and reflect and ask myself, have I been living by the law genuinely? Have I been actually returning to the state of the wish fulfilled again and again and again and again when I crave it, and then refusing to identify with the negative? And if the answer is yes, then right away I understand, okay, so I've been doing this for a little bit, but nothing's happened. So if I have been living by the law, then I know it's only a matter of time. So instead of choosing in other words, changing the trajectory of the path I'm on, and from that point, in other words, deciding to change my future by now saying, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Something's got to be wrong. And because of that, I'm, I got to fix something. Something's off. Yeah, that's going to become your reality. But in my opinion, what you should do and should be doing is, if the answer is yes to the question of have I been living by the law for the last, let's say, 3 days, is to then turn your attention and remind yourself, I have been living by the law. And today is only whatever many days of really living by the law. So if that's the case, and it hasn't even been 30 days, then why am I acting shocked that things haven't changed? It just takes time for me to change my beliefs. And therefore, it takes time for the 3D to catch up. That's okay. So if you've been planting seeds, the worst mistake you can do is, especially living by the law, is to then throw all that good work away and decide, something's got to be off. Like why, and become impatient, right? That's the moment your train tracks change and you start going towards the negative. And that's not something that you should be doing and you want to do, right? And that's one way to kind of go get out of the waiting mode, because you analyze, right? If I'm living by the law and the law states I must receive what I am, if it hasn't arrived yet, that means I just am not it yet. That's okay. And especially if you're getting upset or bothered or impatient, that's proof to you that you haven't changed. And therefore, the law is telling you, yeah, the law is real. Congratulations, you've perfectly manifested who you are. Right. And that's why you'll notice when people just spend more time enjoying being the person that has a desire without the necessity for it to be there for them to feel happy, which is somewhat of a not a degree, what's the word? Not a contingency, but it's like an agreement you have, right? Because think about it, like a person that's genuinely understanding, look, all I got to do is really be the person that has it inside and not allow the outside to ruin me. And the more I practice returning to celebrating that and being that person, it eventually becomes me. And then I get it, right? That person right there is going to get the results. But when you're planting seeds, and I don't know what you're doing the rest of the time, but assuming you're doing everything perfect, your only mistake then is you're right here in the impatient mode. And instead, that's where you take your attention away and remind yourself, hey, I've been living by the law, blah, blah, blah. You already get the point. I don't need to repeat myself, but you analyze yourself. If you've been living by the law right, then the worst mistake you can make is to then be impatient and it makes no sense. And your job is to remind yourself by continuing to live by the law, I'm going to change my beliefs and therefore it'll reflect right away. So I just haven't changed myself yet. And that's okay. Right. And that's fine. And who knows, maybe you did change yourself and that day would have came, but because you have such conviction that maybe something's wrong or you became impatient, you got a different reflection that day. You never know. There's so many things that could be happening. Okay. And regarding a practical way to embody the already done feeling when your environment looks opposite, it's the same thing, right? It's, like when you're manifesting anything, you have to realize that your physical reality is never, it's not showing the present you, right? And that's something that so many people take personal. They seem to think that and sorry, let me bring it back over here. Oh, hey, how you doing, Valentin? Nice to see you. I'm doing great, by the way. Thank you for asking. I'm just here, relaxing, doing our weekly live stream, and yeah, having fun with you guys. So, but anyways, to finish my answer to the first question, you know, it's like the 3D is not reflecting who you are presently, right? So, for example, right now, I will assume that I'm in the reality that so I'm just thinking, I got a text message from someone specific, right? And let's just say it's something really specific that I want to hear as an example. So, if I now really contemplate that, which I'm contemplating in the back of my head right now, which is why I'm looking away, and I just planted the seed, I just had a reaction internally. And now that I had it, obviously there's no message. I'm looking at my phone, no message. And that right there proves to me that hey, the 3D doesn't reflect who I am in this present moment. It's not reflecting, every nanosecond of what I believe. It doesn't work like that, right? And if that's the case, then that tells you that hey, the 3D isn't who you are in this moment, so don't take it personal. And that's the thing, right? When your 3D is not looking the way that you prefer it, it's your job to realize, let's not take it personal, right? This is the time where you return to the law and you start reminding yourself, right? You have these little, I guess, criteria, and you kind of analyze yourself and you ask yourself, right? For me personally, like if the 3D bothers me and I don't like it, and I've been somewhat mental dieting, I then look and I understand, look, if I don't want to keep this in my reality, I have to stop reacting. I have to stop putting my awareness on what I don't like. I understand what's in front of me is not who I am in this present moment. It's my past decisions. And if that's the case, and if I take this personally, I'm then choosing in my present moment to say, this is who I am. I am this person dealing with negativity, and this is what I relate to. And, you know, when you identify with that right away, you're stalemating all the good work you do. And that's not what you want to do. Instead, you got to, like I said, remember, let's follow the criteria. So if I haven't been living by the law and I can't really say that if God was watching me, he would truly say I've changed, then I know for a fact it makes no sense for me to get my desire, right? Like it makes more sense as to why I don't have it. And if that's the case, then it's like, okay, then what can I do to change things, right? And if I know I start focusing on the end result and I start returning to what I want to be and I start celebrating that no matter what happens, right? And I start really focusing on what it is that I want more than the problem itself. That is when everything is going to start kind of changing, right? And the problem is a lot of people, you guys don't, you choose to not be happy until you see a change in your reality. And that's the mistake you guys are making, right? That's the mistake that a lot of people make. And your job is to understand your 3D is just showing you where you've been. And your beliefs are like a filter that block out every experience other than the beliefs that allow you to have that physical experience. So if that's the case, then it doesn't make sense to sit there and to be upset, because then logically, if we apply that logic to our benefit, then how does that how does that work? Okay, it works like this. Whenever we stay consistent to something, right? Like a lot of you guys stay consistent to the negative, especially those that are manifesting money or love for a long time, right? You will notice that your patterns are very consistent throughout the months and years. You will focus on the negative, the negative will pop up, you then react to it, and that reaction is choosing in the present moment to then activate it, right? You make this empty thing like full of life, and that thing then gets shot forward into your future experience, right? That's why Neville says the things that you do inside, they don't just disappear into the past, into thin air and space. No, he says that they get projected to the future as an experience. So that's why he always said, make sure that whatever it is that you are investing in, it's something that you want to experience. And if you don't want to experience, then why are you investing in it? And it doesn't make sense. And that's something to remember. So don't take the 3D so personal. Remember that the 3D itself is just a reflection of your past decisions. And if it's a reflection of your past decisions and things that you've been identifying with, then logically, does it make sense to sit there and to be upset at it? If if that technically means that starting now in this present moment, if I was to then feel that had if you're manifesting an SP, I had my person. And then if I know I'm going to do it again 10 minutes later when I crave them, and then do it again 20 minutes later when I crave them, and then an hour later, and so on and so on. And then in between those cravings, I'm not going to screw myself over. I'm not going to then think of the problems today, right? The third party, what they said last to me, the last argument we were in, how they took something that I didn't mean the wrong way, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. When you return to those problems, same thing. If you're manifesting money, same concept, right? If you return as to why something can't happen logically, why it makes no sense for you to make this much money, why something, well, I already said it, but like can't happen. But you get the point. And same concept. It's you identifying with all creation is finished. Remember, creation is finished. Like there's nothing to create. Like you're not sitting here as like these unlimited beings because you do have limits, right? And I know some people are gonna see that and be like, oh my god, he's so limiting. It's like, okay, uh, if you really think that you have God's full power in this human limited form, you're on crack. It's the best way to say it. You're on crack, right? Like there's a, if anybody had the human like the actual power that they could actually use in these physical vessels, the world would know about it by now. But there's a reason there's certain things that we are limited to, right? There's a reason why you and I have to obey gravity. There's a reason why if I tell every single person to jump off something very high, they're not going to do it because they're going to be afraid. Why? Because they know they're going to get hurt. And same thing, if anyone else says, "Oh, we are God in full form," okay, ask them to jump off something high. Guarantee you, they're not going to do it, right? Because you know they don't truly believe that they're God in full form, right? We are an aspect of them. We're a piece of them, and we chose to limit ourselves. That's what being human is, right? Man became God, so God could become human, right? Or sorry, God became man, so man could become God, and that's all it is. We're rediscovering ourselves. Okay, guys. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Oh my god, you guys are going crazy. Let's see. Um, mm, how are you? Okay, I got that one. I think I'm the only one. Okay, let's see. I'm the only one. Let me scratch up here. 1 second. Hold on. Let me turn off my phone. I hope you guys don't hear that. My phone does a really good job, or sorry, my microphone does a really good job at blocking out noise. But my god, I hope that didn't disturb you guys. People haven't finished their weekends yet, but here it's 11. Okay, nice. This week I have, hold on, let me, 1 second. Why is the text on the chat so small? 1 second. Sorry, I'm getting a little closer to the camera. Hi, guys. Hi, you can see me. Um, there we go. That is much better. Oh my goodness. Okay. Today I wanted to ask me, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. This week I have barely planted seeds, and that is a bit discouraging. And I'm going to have a difficult week because I will be in the hospital for my dad's operation. Okay, before I get to that, first of all, hi TJ and hi Ash. That was so good. Thanks. Great description. Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know you were here. I'm so glad that that helped you. I'm sorry. I felt like I was rambling, and but I know that there's always a soul that needs to hear the stuff that I'm inspired to ramble on. But thank you. I appreciate it. Hi Ash. Nice to see you. Okay, let me get to Laura. So, and hi to everyone else, to all the lurkers. And I might, like I said, I might make this one a public video, as long as there's no private stuff shared, something that I don't want the public knowing. So, if that's the case, hello to all the viewers, by the way. And if you're watching this, hit that damn like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Okay, let's start. So you haven't planted seeds much, and you're feeling down about it. Okay, that's fair. I don't blame you. I'm the same way, and like for me, when I when I kind of decide that I kind of want to like get serious about something, it's very hard for me to like be okay with not planting seeds because I know for a fact like those seeds that I plant, they are like they're opportunities wasted. That's how I look at it. I know I shouldn't. And I'm saying this as a person who understands better. So me personally, like when I do that, I shouldn't view it that way because that's me applying the law against myself. But it's just how I am, you know. I like to use like 3D placebos sometimes to my benefit, right? And I trust, like I believe that if I plant more seeds, I get my results faster. That's just my belief. But I have to be aware enough, especially as a teacher, to be able to sit here and tell you that that is just my belief and it doesn't have to be the belief that I, experience, right? I can get results with barely planting seeds. And to be honest, I have. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. Like I've gotten results doing a lot of planting seeds and not planting many seeds. The thing that really kind of is like the catalyst between both getting the results is really the negative self-talk, Lara. And that's really it. Like right then and there. And that's why I shared with you my experience of like my own limitation, right? Because I myself, I like to be a perfectionist. Like today, I didn't plant as many seeds as I wanted to today for something that I really want to manifest. And as I'm reflecting on it now, I'm kind of like, damn, I'm an idiot, you know. But I know I'm not an idiot. I know that deep down, and you know, I view it at like, hey, wasted opportunities. But I know, hey, it's okay starting now, right? Because today is right now it is 5:23 p.m. when I'm recording this, right, Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So, with that being said, if I know that it's 5:23 and I know, well, obviously I'm not going to go to bed late today because I'm trying to wind back my sleep schedule because I'm trying to wake up at like 2, 3 in the morning at the latest to go to the gym. So I'm going to be fixing my sleep schedule in the coming days and weeks. So with that being said, let's just assume today I'm not going to bed early like I normally would. So let's just say I go to bed at whatever 9 o'clock, right? And that way I wake up at 3 in the morning as an example. And so from 5:23 till 9, I have opportunities. So many opportunities to plant seeds. And that's how my brain works, right? So for you, it's 11 o'clock, right? And you said you're going to go to sleep after this. But there's going to be still moments that you're not going to be asleep after the stream, right? I'm sure that maybe you're going to check your phone one last time. You might have to go to the washroom to go number one or something before bed to get comfy. It could be so many things. And in these moments, however long until you fall asleep, you still have opportunities. And most importantly, you have the most golden opportunity in front of you that will make up for all the lack of seeds you didn't plant. And that's state akin to sleep. That's bedtime. Hello, we're in the game. It's the fun part. We get to have fun with it. So don't feel discouraged, okay? Go to sleep tonight as the woman that has the life she wants. It's the first day that she's falling asleep as that person. Just really think, how would she feel? Like if there's a version of me falling asleep like that, like for me, right? If I had the perfect life, let's say I had the wife, the kids, finances were set, she never had to work for a thing, I never had to work for anything, and we could just travel and we dress our kids up and we do these cute little, matching stuff. And like that's the life we have, just fun stuff. We go shopping when we want, all that stuff. So if I had that, it's my job to then think, okay, when I fall asleep tonight, how would Michael in that reality fall asleep? Because he must feel freaking good. Like imagine having that. Wow, that feels amazing. And even then, just thinking about that, woof, I got this like this like tingles in my chest. And yeah, just it's I'm still imagining it without even trying. That's why I'm like looking all over the place. But it's weird. It's like I see past behind the camera and like I just see images. That's how my brain works. And when I think of that, that's who I have to fall asleep as. If that's the Michael that I want to be, I have to fall asleep as that man, right? I have to fall asleep as that Michael that kind of has that. And I really have to contemplate, okay, so how would I feel then? Like if I really went from here to here, how would I genuinely feel, right? And that version of me would feel, whew, like I finally made it. Like, thank God from here we can build an empire together. Oof, that feels amazing. And that's exactly how I would then fall asleep. And you have to find your own way. Like I just showed you my equivalent. You have to find your equivalent and you have to find your way. Okay. And you can do it. Just fall asleep as that and expect the best for your father as well. I hope the best for him. I will pray that everything goes well. And if you don't trust yourself, at least trust in me. I promise you, when I plant seeds, I do not mess up. I promise you. if you don't believe in yourself, believe that I'm praying for you. And your belief in me, trust me, like just accept that it's done. It's a done deal because I prayed. If you have that much faith in me, you are technically applying. And I don't want people to think it's like a cult because I'm not saying like, oh, I'm Jesus. I'm using an example. So before anyone takes it the wrong way, I'm just saying this is how the placebo works. In the story of how when Jesus was walking and a lady touched his robe and she was cured of her blood disease, it's the same concept being applied. I'm not saying that like I'm the almighty Jesus, even though we all are technically. Um, I'm saying she placeboed herself. She had such belief in him, because she didn't believe in herself. And it was her belief in him is actually her healing herself. Same concept applies here. If you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. At least believe that I'm going to pray for your father and that everything's going to work out well. And trust that. And by doing that, you're going to then get your results that you want. Okay. Let's jump to the next one. I see everyone's comments, so don't worry. And by the way, let me get to one more question before I. Um, oh, sorry. You know what? Let me finish. I think yours was part of a two-part series. One second. Between my 3D and my desires, yes, yes, I have several. I am a little exhausted. How to manage this, Michael? How to manifest several desires at the same time? Okay, great. I have a video. I don't know if I released it in the public channel or if it was in the membership. But it was called the no problem, Laura. It was called the pinball method or something like that. It's technically that. Me, when I have multiple desires, like right now, let's say I have like 5 contracts I wanna obtain for one of my businesses, and let's say I have another desire on the side. So whenever I think of these 5 contracts and my other desire on the side, right? And it's up to me to realize, okay, I have these 6 things. So whenever either of these 6 things pop up, I give it to myself. Instantly, I just boop, instantly give it to myself. I don't think twice. I don't worry about it. I don't try to find the perfect scene. I wait for it to hit me, right? When the desire hits me, that's when I'm like, I eat it. I eat. And I feast upon it. So if I think of that contract, that one location, boom, I would feel how I would feel if I secured that contract. And then if I think of my other goal, boom, whenever I that pops in my mind, whew, relief. And right away, I planted a seed without even thinking twice. It was just like a pinball. It's one here, one there, one here, one there. It's just you're bouncing. And throughout the day, I'm just bouncing. I'm bouncing between desires. I don't sit there and be like, oh, I have to at 11 o'clock, I gotta do this. At 11:30, I gotta do a SP meditation for 15 minutes. And then at 12 o'clock, I have to do this. And then at here, I have to do this at 1. I don't do that. Sometimes I'm gonna have my desires all bouncing around within an hour, so I'll plant seeds within an hour, multiple. Sometimes I'll only think about one thing. Sometimes I might think about one goal, maybe one business, maybe it'll be an SP or something. Who knows? It could be anything. But when it comes, I eat, and that's really all you should be doing. There's no need to complicate it. Okay, Laura? It's that simple. And if you need any more like elaboration, feel free to let me know. Okay. All right. Let me get to the last one of the for the people that won't be here. I mean, TJ's here, but I'll still answer it because you might still want the answer to it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Okay. Hi, Michael. My question. My SP. Hold on. Let me. The text- Why are the text so small? Hold on. Let me hold control and let me scroll. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my god, the texts aren't like 1 millimeter. Thank goodness I can actually see. Let me close that video. Why is that even open? Sorry, guys. This is live. Like this is me. This is me. Deal with it. Okay. Hi, Michael. My question is my SP and I have been in a situationship since the day we met 2 years ago, but we talk every day and see each other maybe once a week. He told me that he sees other people also, but he says that I am different, and I know that to be true mostly. Even though I know about these other women, I'm not getting triggered as much anymore. But my question is, I really want to. Oh, just 1 second. Let me open that message. It's longer. I really want to see him hang. I want to. Let me try it again. Okay. Hold on. All right. I really want to see him and hang out with him. And I wish he would ask me to hang out. We went to New York City last weekend and he said he loved me, but was drunk. Hey, first of all, before you even finish, drunk words are like sober truths. Period. I don't care what anyone says. No one gets no one gets poisoned. That's what getting drunk is. You're poisoned. No one gets poisoned and then thinks, "Oh, I'm going to do this thing that I really hate." No, they always do what the heart wants. I'm telling you, at least this is my belief. So if I was you, I would be jumping for joy on like such a nice day and everything went well and this person told you that. Like for me, If someone calls me drunk right away, my brain already know it's like, oh, this is what they really want. That's so sweet, you know. And that's like the best. Like I love when people confess stuff when they're drunk because it's like of course it's drunk and of course you prefer them to say it when they're sober, but I understand it's like this is what they can't say. This is what they need to be poisoned just to say. And it's like it sucks that they got to live with that, but that's on them, right? And if I want a result with that person that said it drunk, I have to persist in my end story. And those drunk thoughts become sober facts, right? They'll actually start saying it out loud, the quiet part out loud. So it's up to you. Just remember that, okay? Okay, but he was drunk. Is this wanting throwing me off? I can't help but notice that we're not hanging out, but I still go in my mind to hang out with him in there. There's also a concert in 2 weeks that I really want him to come to. So I am imagining us there and being grateful that we went together, but I am not very good at visualizing. Okay, first things first, you don't have to visualize, period. If you're not good at it, that's fine. And even if you're not good at it, I would still visualize this if you prefer. Visualize it if you prefer. Why did I say visualizes? And with that being said, I don't visualize well. Like, do you think I visualize well? Like, think about it. The answer is no. Like I told you guys all the time, especially in the member videos, like my visuals are they're ass. For lack of a better word, they're horrible. I wish I could have vivid visuals. I shouldn't say I wish because I could get that and by training my mind, but I just don't. I never cared to, and because of that, I'm just like I told you, it's like ghosts. I see very transparent figures, and even when I do visualize, most of the time, like let's say if I'm manifesting, let's say a marriage, right? I would see me holding hands with my wife as an example. It wouldn't be from the perspective of me actually like looking to my left because I always hold with my left hand. I never hold with my right for whatever reason. So I know that like they would be on my left side. I don't actually look to my left and see them in my imagination a lot of the times. It's kind of as if I hired think about like a wedding photographer or just a professional photographer. And it's like I told him to kind of stay like 10 feet or like 5 to 10 feet behind me and just take pictures without us knowing. That's the perspectives that pop up for me. And it's very see-through. It's not vivid. But I know what those images are, right? That's creation is finished. So when I see us holding hands, I don't have to be like, "Oh, I'm not good at imagining. I need to make it more vivid." No. That's me. I'm holding hands with her. That's what my heart wants right now. My soul is reminding me, "Hey, this is a reality where you guys already did this. You can experience this. You can catch up to that timeline, but you got to change your beliefs." How do we do this? We celebrate that. So whenever I think of her and we're holding and I want to hold hands with her, I feel that relief, right? And I celebrate that. And I don't worry about the visual. Okay? So whatever technique doesn't matter, just apply it. The answer to your that you should like sorry, the question you should be asking yourself on any technique you do is does it get me to feeling like I have my desire in that moment for just a few seconds? The answer is yes. You did it fine. It doesn't matter how bad the visualization was or what technique you used, okay? Um, but for and sorry, we're gonna touch on the concert. Sorry, it's like a lot of text. I gotta just figure out where I want to attack first. Okay, so first things first, we'll talk about the drunk part and him wanting to, being with other people. Like I said, the drunkenness, in my opinion, is sober. It's what he truly believes. It's the sober heart. And if I was you in your shoes, especially with the concert, I would simply be focusing on what it is that I want the most. So, for example, we all have an anchor, right? And I've shared this with a client recently. I think it was a client. I just can't remember if it was an email or WhatsApp, but it was one of those. And I was talking about the anchor, and I explained that we all have an anchor, or at least I like to teach people to make their own anchor. It's something that keeps them grounded. So, for example, you have a concert you want to go to, and you want to be with this man, and you want him to be in a certain way with you. So, when you really think about how you would want that life to feel and look like, and now all the brain's bringing all the images, is bringing all the thoughts of like, oh, he would be sweet, he would be taking me out, we'd have kids, we'd be doing this and that, and so on and so on. Okay, there you go. You now have the idea of what it is you want. You now have the anchor. Your job is to have as many anchors as you want, but it all implies the same thing. Activate those anchors. When you think about the concert, go to the end. Feel great that it already went the way that you prefer, right? In other words, he was with you, everything went great. He may have told you like, "What are we doing? Let's just do this. Why are we wasting time?" And how would you feel if he just surprised you like that at the concert, right? You never know, right? You might jump for joy and like feel that shock when you contemplate that. These are things you kind of just tap around with, like play around with, right? Tap into them, activate them. That's all you have to do is just every time. like you said, you really want to see him. So when you really want to see him and those desires, because you asked, is it screwing you up? No, that wanting is your soul's way of telling you, hey, hurry the hell up and feast on this desire so we can get our crap faster. Right? But if you just sit there in the wanting and you never eat, then of course you manifest more wanting, right? So that's why use that desire to eat, right? And don't focus on things that you don't want. Don't worry about, oh, what if this doesn't happen? Because that's praying for what you don't want. It's like I tell people all the time, worry or fear is prayer for the things you don't want in your life. So if you don't want this thing, does it make sense to continue to give it power through your emotional reactions and awareness? And the answer is no, right? So if that is the truth and you accept that, logically your brain isn't going to want to do that anymore. And instead, what does make sense? It makes sense to focus on the lovely things, right? Him being amazing to you at the concert. Fast forwarding 2 weeks after the concert, put yourself in that perspective. How would she look back at that memory as if it all went great, right? I remember when. All these things were great, okay? So these are all different ways to go about it. And your job is to simply focus on the end. Who cares what he said? Focus on the fact he told you he loved you. Remember, that's the real him. So how good does it feel to know that he actually freaking loves you, right? Celebrate that. Trust me, when someone says something drunk, like that should make you jump for joy. When they come to you drunk, that's the real them. That's the them that goes to sleep when they're all alone, even if they're with a partner. Deep down, even if they're not aware of it, you're in that heart. You're in their back of their head. You're the one that they know deep down that you're the right choice. They know this. Nobody comes to you drunk if they don't know this in the back of their head or in the back of their heart, at least. So that's why I want you to view that thing as a positive. The only reason it hasn't got further is because of yourself. So moving forward, all you have to do is to simply start kind of returning to who you'd rather be. So start celebrating that concert went well. Start celebrating that you're back together again. Feel great about the first date, fifth date, 20th date, 1 year anniversary, 2 year anniversary, 5 year, 20 year. Focus on all these anchors. Go back to them and activate them. The more you focus on these things and you don't give a crap what the 3D shows you because you understand the 3D is not reflecting the present you, it's reflecting who you were. Therefore, if it reflects who you were, then that means starting now, it's going to reflect who you are going to be. It's that simple. It's just basic logic. We just got to reverse engineer it and we apply it for ourselves. That's it. Okay. All right. Let me get back to the chat. Sorry. Oh, eres un amor, Michael. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't know you could speak Spanish. Give me 1 second. Where's my drink? Did I have a drink? Did I not bring my drink? I think I left my drink outside. It's okay. I got a Starbucks drink for this live chat and I left it outside. It's okay. That's a lesson learned. Let's see. Ooh. Will you be talking about the challenge in this live or a separate video? Yes, Ash. To be honest, I I did plan on talking about the challenge, but I think I'm gonna make a separate video. I'll probably record it tonight and release it tomorrow. I'll record it tomorrow and release it tomorrow. So in the next 24 hours, we should have a video on it. Um, the reason I don't want to do it in this one because there's a good chance I might just make this public. For some reason, my higher self telling me just make it public. Like once you upload this, like give it to the public as well, right? So that way you guys get your coaching and everything as well. But then this one I can I don't know. I think someone needs to see something in this video. That's what I think. That's my guess. That's why my intuition's like poking at it. So if that's the case, then I don't want to give the challenge publicly, even though yeah, I wouldn't hurt to do it publicly, but I want to keep it just for you guys because that's what it's for, right? Um, Let me scroll up and see what I missed. That was so good. Thank you. You're welcome. Today, I really wanted him to ask me to hang out because I miss him. Okay, that missing, by the way, right there, that missing, give him to yourself, right? What do you want from him? Like for me, if I'm manifesting someone and let's say I miss her, right? Let's say hypothetically today. So all of a sudden today, let's say I noticed the lack of her throughout the day, right? When I went to the gym to get my the tour so I could sign up about a new gym, right then and there, I would have loved for her to been in the car with me, right? And if that's the case, then I have to then focus on what I want. So then if I'm manifesting, like let's say a wife, right? And I'm going to, what else did I do today? I'm trying to think. I went to a restaurant. Okay, so let's say I'm going to a restaurant and I'm manifesting a wife. I would have wanted her to be there with me at the restaurant. I would have wanted our kids to be in the back seat. And as we drive, and we'd have music on, we'd be, having fun, or maybe she'd be making fun of me and we'd be being playful, right? I would have liked that. And if that's the case, then in that moment, I recognize I want that. I have to give it to myself, right? And there's these moments like I live in a really nice area, so I love driving through the neighborhoods because the houses are starting at like 2, 3, 4, 5 million if you're lucky, and they're really like some of them are Victorian style, so they're massive and they're gorgeous, really designed, and some are modern. And I love going through these neighborhoods. There's so much tree. There's trees that are older than like the houses. There's like hundreds of years old. Like it's so much nature there, and when I drive around there without meaning to, I'm always feeling like I'm house shopping with a wife. It's so weird. It's like I can't walk through that neighborhood and just imagine, like, I know for a fact I'm going to be going through neighborhoods when that time in my life comes and I'm going to be shopping with my partner and we're going to be looking at houses together and stuff. Right. And it's so funny because I remember in a past relationship, just like before um, I started really getting the finances and everything in check, with a girl I was with for a while, like, we would go to similar neighborhoods, and we would always, like, daydream, like, "Oh, we're gonna get this," and, "Oh, imagine having this house," like, "Yes, we're gonna have to have this, and with the kids and blah, blah, blah," right? And it's so funny because now, like, you know, now I can do that, and that's the thing, like, so I know for a fact when I go through these neighborhoods, without even meaning to, even if I don't want to be with anyone, it feels like I'm a husband shopping for a home with my wife, and I just want to give her everything, right? So for me, if I'm going to those houses, and let's say I'm manifesting a wife or something, then if I wanted to be married, I then know for a fact, hey, her and I, like, I really miss her. I wish she was here. I wish all these circumstances weren't here, and blah blah blah. Right then and there, I understand the fastest way to get her is to feel like she's with me, feel like I already have her. So I would then drive to those neighborhoods, and then it's my job to, if I'm going to apply the law for that, I have to then feel how I would feel if I was in the car with her, right? Like if I saw a house, sometimes a house will make me think to myself, like a comment will pop up, like that I would say to her without even trying. Like that's the thing. Like I don't sit here and try to do these things. It just happens naturally. It's up to you to decide what you react to. So if the thought pops up of like, oh, sweetie, I have to cut the lawn tomorrow. And then I hear her in my head tell me, "Oh, can't we just pay someone? I want you to stay in bed with me in the morning and let's just cuddle and watch a movie." Right then and there, it's my job to react to that if I miss her, right? And because we can afford it, I can say, "Sure, sweetie, let's do it." And then, we have like a nice sweet moment and we kiss and blah blah. So that's to show you an idea of like things you can do when you miss your person. That's all I want you to do. Is just have fun with it, right? So when you miss him, give him to yourself, right? Don't just sit in the missing. Give it to yourself, whatever the hell you want. Right? That's what you're here for. We text every day but barely hang out. Once again, mid-air revision. You start focusing on the not hanging out, and if that bothers you, catch yourself. This is what the Bible means by capture every thought and make it obedient to Christ, right? You capture that thought, you make it obedient. How do you make it obedient? You mid-air revise it. Okay, you recognize I don't like that we didn't hang out and we don't hang out as much. Okay, but how do I get him to hang out with me the way that I want him to? I have to start feeling like we're hanging out. I have to start feeling loved by him and pursued and worthy. Okay, so by doing that, that's how I get it? Yeah. Okay, so logically, does it make sense to sit here and sit in missing? No. Instead of being bothered that we don't hang out as much, I'm gonna capture that I didn't like that, and in that moment, I'm gonna say thank you. Perfect. Perfect opportunity. Higher self showed me something I didn't like, and now I get to use that as a reminder to give myself what I would like. And by doing this, I'm gonna get him much faster. And just like that, it's game over. And that's what I want you to do, okay? So that's how you don't take it personal, right? That's how you don't get upset. And it sounds like you're doing great. It sounds like you're doing great, TJ, okay? I will pray for him too and imagine the best for you. Oh, that's so nice, TJ. Yes, for sure. Let's all pray for Laura. Just feel relief, honestly, guys. If you guys don't know what to do for someone that you kind of want good things to happen to, just feel relief. Think about how you would feel if she came and said everything went well. Thank you guys for all the prayers, and you felt happy for her. You'd feel relieved. You'd feel so proud. You feel good. That's the seeds you guys should be planting, right? To be honest, guys, for all members, like and anyone watching this, like celebrate each other. You don't have to tell any other members, but if someone is having an issue with an SP, feel the relief of seeing them come in a future live and they tell you it's solved or that they have their SP or whatever. Or same thing with money. This is something you should be doing all the time. For the people that I love the most, I do this all the time, right? Like, there's a person in my life who thinks sometimes they don't work out, and that's fine, right? Sometimes they don't work out. a lot of things always does work out for her in the end, but sometimes there's little bumps. And when she has these bumps, I never tell her, right? Because when she shares these things, um I never make a big deal out of it, but I always pray for her. She has no idea. I pray for her more than anyone will ever pray for her, I guarantee it. And like I plant these seeds of everything working well for her, of her being happy and so on and so on. And that's what I want you guys to do for each other. That's it. Like we're community here. So why not help each other out? Let's just all plant seeds for one another, right? In high school, I had oh, merci beaucoup. You're welcome. That's so nice. Okay. In high school, I had a 1 hour of Spanish class, but I got kicked out of the class permanently because I talked a lot with my girlfriend. So I, unfortunately, I couldn't learn more. And using Google Translate, oh, that's so sweet. It's okay. No worries. Like, yeah, Spanish is very interesting, and it's a very easy language to learn. To be honest, like I remember I was teaching even an ex that before, and she was picking it up really well. So yeah, you guys can all pick it up. But yeah, that's really cool. I had no idea, Laura. Thank you. I learned something new about you. That's awesome. And hold on, how long? Let me check. Oh my god, 45 minutes passed by like that? What the heck? Oh my goodness. Like, where did the time go? That's crazy. I had so much fun. In my head, I was like, I was like, I might only do 30 minutes because I kind of want to like start recording content tonight. Because like I said, I want to because I knew I had the urge to possibly make this public. And if that's the case, then I was gonna save the challenge that I'm gonna have you guys do the rest of the month, probably for tomorrow. And then by the way, the challenge is gonna be focus based. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna do it with you guys. We're gonna spend the next. It's gonna be like a multi-layer challenge. So I'm gonna release like the first part we're gonna do for just the week, and then on Sunday we'll switch it up, and we're gonna now add what we did the first part. But then the second part we're gonna implement a second thing. It's not effort based. It's just awareness based. And trust me, guys, like you guys are gonna understand what it's like to have m- like real mental diet. And I'm doing this with you guys because I myself, for those of you that joined after I said this, you'll see it in the replay. I explained to Lara earlier. She asked how my day was. I explained I went to a new gym. They opened like 5 months ago, and they're very fancy, very bougie. They're not cheap at all, but it's 24 hours. And like I said, in my ideal life, I would be waking up to you guys very early or late. I don't know how to like. I would be waking up at like 1 or 2 a.m. the latest, roughly, right? And that way I can go to the gym because it's 24 hours. And by 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, like at Eastern, I will be done, right? Even if I wake up at 12 and I'm done by 2 in the morning, that's fine with me. To some people, that's crazy. But in my ideal reality, if everything was the way I preferred it, that's what I would be doing at the bare minimum. And that would allow me a lot of work to do, be productive while the whole city's asleep. And by the time sunrise is up, my whole day's free. And that appeals to me a lot for many reasons because of another goal and so many other things that I'm planning and blah blah blah. So with that being said, right? Yeah, I'm excited too, right? Exactly. And yes, yes, Laura. And I'm glad you like it, TJ. So, like with that being said, it's like that for me, I I'm someone that I don't require because I don't want to say require because as a soul I don't require anything, even though it may seem like I do. And same thing goes for you guys because everything's already within you. But I'm just gonna say I require structure. I like structure, and I do my best when I have structure. Like when I have a schedule that I fall asleep at, and I wake up at, and I do things during the day that are part of my schedule in any form, even if it doesn't matter. Like if it's not important, it doesn't matter. It's structure that helps me with my mental diet. And there's something that um, I've been too lazy about, and enough's enough. And that's part of why I signed up at this other gym because this will allow me to fix my sleep schedule, allow me to focus more, and I'm going to be applying the challenge myself. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to do it with you guys. We're gonna have lots of freaking fun. Like we're gonna have lots of fun, and we're all gonna get our results. I'm not even worried. The only thing that pisses me off is how much time I've wasted, man. I look back and I'm like, you idiot. that's that's me, but I get it because I'm focused on other things too, and I have other big things that I'm working on, and I know that once certain things are the way I want them to be, I can put all my focus on something taking over the world. So not in a bad way, but in my own personal way. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. And by the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this live so far. If you have any more questions, feel free to throw them in here. Otherwise, in the next few minutes, I'm probably just gonna wrap it up and call it a day, and probably get ready to put this out on the channel for you guys. So yeah, feel free to ask. By the way. And before I go, I am going to yeah, this has been amazing. Honestly, I had so much fun. I This is the first time in a while where like so much time has passed by so fast. Because normally these are fast in my head. Like it doesn't seem like a drag to me, but this is like faster than it's normally been for me. So I'm just like, God damn, you know, it's like that's really nice, it was really nice, and, like, this is what the lives are. For those that are, like, new to the community or new to the channel, you're just finding this, like, yeah, that's how the membership is. We just come, we hang out, we talk. I just yap, to be honest. I just yap, and I just give you all your coaching without having you guys to pay the big price, right? You don't have to pay the full one-hour call with me. It's a fraction of it, and you get these every week, and, now that I'll be fixing my schedule, that means I can finally somewhere I love that I have international viewers because I could like pop up at 4 in the morning. So I know my North American viewers will be asleep, but at least, the Europeans and in other regions, you guys won't. So it's like, heck, I can do extra lives too. So I'm excited and I hope you guys like these ones. And that's all we do. We just teach the law here. We hang out and we, for lack of a better word, we just evolve. And me teaching you guys forces me to evolve, right? And that's why I love teaching. Like you guys think that it's like, oh, he's being so nice, just giving us all information. It's like, no, like I'm learning too. Like I'm getting a lot from this too. Because some things that I teach you guys, I forget myself. Like I've forgotten so much more than some people know. And I know that sounds like whatever, cocky, whatever you want to call it, but it's a fact. It's a fact. Like it's not even a theory. I can show you people. Like you give me 5 minutes on Reddit, I can show you 10 people that I guarantee you I've forgotten more than they know just based off their comments. And that's okay, right? But by teaching you guys things, it forces me to dig into like my memory and it's like remember certain things. And I'm like, oh, this quote here, this quote that, and this applies here, and blah blah blah. So thank you guys, honestly. Like you helping you guys like save you guys is saving me, if that makes sense. So that's what I like about teaching the law. It's mutually beneficial. And that's why I think, life is good for just everyone in general. 'Cause we're all benefiting each other. I'm always awake, haha, inside I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. You can change that belief if you wanted to, but it's up to you." And I know it's easier said than done, so don't worry. I'm not one of those coaches just like, "Oh, you can do it." Like, I get it. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but you can do it. But okay, with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that this encapsulated. And yeah, I'll be making a video soon for the public channel as well, and I'll be doing the challenge within the next 24 hours. I'll probably record it if not tonight, tomorrow, morning, and then I'll get it out maybe in the afternoon or evening. I'll figure it out. And that reminds me, I gotta post a rapid fire thingy for the members because I'm gonna make a rapid fire video for all you guys. So throw your questions, prepare them for that post when you do see it for the members. And thank you. I'm looking forward, and looking forward to it as well, TJ. And thank you so much, by the way, everyone else. Yeah, like I didn't even see like who's here, but um, like, wow, all of you guys are so great. I'm just grateful for all the questions, for all you guys that pop in. I'm grateful for every single person that subscribes all the time and just hangs out, honestly. So it's just crazy. You guys like you guys just hang out and listen to me talk on. I love it. I couldn't ask for a better life. So thank you guys. And shout out to all I have so many guys that are in the membership, like so many guys and girls that are in the membership that are just lurkers. Like so many of you guys are in the tier two. And you guys don't even take advantage of these lives. Like s I've seen members, like, in the last weeks, they were just like, "I'm not gonna be able to make it, but I have no questions either." And I'm just like, "That's crazy." Like, thank you, for especially for those of you, because there's a lot of you guys that just support, but, like, you don't take advantage the way that I would if I was in your guys' shoes, but hey, you guys must not need it then? Which is good, I guess. So it means I'm doing my job in my videos if you guys are at that point. So thanks for the support, everyone. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll stop yapping now. I yapped enough. So take care, guys. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day and night, depending on where you are. I know for you it's about to be 12, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so all my Europeans and all my other people all over the world. Take care, guys. Have a great night. And I enjoyed it. I'll see you guys soon.